The word trashy left my mom's mouth while I was carrying a box of candles. Music kept swinging. Phones kept recording. I set the box on the cake table and looked at her. She didn't lower her voice. "You shouldn't even be here," she said, smoothing the sash on my sister's dress. "You make things cheap." I stared at the ceiling lights. 12 uplights, $480. The balloon arch, $1,200. The rented photo booth, $900. The tent deposit on my card, $5,000. My notes still showed the total, $37,000. My savings, my side gigs, 2 Max cards. I'm 26. I edit ads at night and stock shelves at 5 a.m. I don't buy stupid things. I bought this night. My sister kept smiling for photos and didn't look at me. An aunt laughed. "He's sensitive." I checked the time. 6:14 p.m. Catering truck due at 6:30. DJ paid in full. Venue balance set to auto charge at 7 o'clock if not cancelled. Mom leaned in. "Stand to the side in pictures. We want the family in the center." I nodded once. No scene. I walked to the hallway by the soda machine and opened the email thread with the venue manager, Kara. Clause 7. Full refund before final handoff. Payer of record. Me. I typed 3 lines. Clear. Polite. Final. Please cancel tonight's event and release the deposit to the payer of record. Then the caterer, hold delivery. Release my deposit per clause 4. I'm canceling. Then the DJ, don't set up. Withdraw my payment authorization. I put the phone away and returned to the ballroom. Someone called for quiet. Toast time. My mom raised her glass. "To standards," she said, eyes on me. Across the room, a busboy paused on a tray of glasses. The manager stood by the door reading her screen. Outside, the catering truck slowed, signaled, and pulled past the loading dock. I took one last look at the cake, at the candles I paid for, at the sign with my sister's name spelled in gold. The clock hit 6:29. I straightened my jacket, turned toward the exit and walked, calm, steady and silent, into the hallway where the contracts live and pride doesn't. Payment notifications would hit their phones soon, not the way they planned. 6:30 hit and my phone buzzed. "DJ, got it? Canceling. Retainer refund in 3 to 5 days. Caterer, truck rerouted. Deposit released per clause 4. Venue, Kara, per your request, tonight's contract is void." Kara stepped into the ballroom, calm and professional. "Folks, quick announcement," she said into the mic the DJ never used. "We're pausing setup due to a contract issue." The music cut. The uplights blinked off. The room looked different without rented glow, just plain chandeliers and a lot of eyes. Mom tried to keep her smile. "It's fine," she told the crowd. "We have standards here." She raised her glass again, louder this time, as if volume could replace dinner. Across the door, a bus cart stopped like a stalled car. My sister finally looked at me. I kept my hands at my sides. Kara walked to me first, not to Mom. "Refund will post back to the payer account," she said quietly. "Do you want a printed receipt?" "Yes, please." An aunt hissed, "What did you do?" I didn't answer. I showed Kara my ID and the contract in my name. She nodded and headed back to the front desk. A memory flashed. Last Tuesday Mom's text, "You're paying, right? Family doesn't owe you, thanks for doing the right thing." I had typed "sure" and gone back to stocking boxes at 5 a.m. Another buzz, the photo booth vendor. "We'll skip tonight and return your $900 in full, per the 24-hour clause you added." I walked to the cake table. The topper had my sister's name in gold. I slid the candles back into the box I carried in, taped it shut and handed it to the manager. "Please hold for pickup." My sister stepped closer. "You didn't have to make a scene." "I didn't," I said. "I sent emails." I texted Rose's Bakery, "Hold the 120 cupcakes order. Apply credit to the Lincoln Elementary fundraiser. Use the note, from a neighbor." "Are you serious?" Mom said, voice tight. "People drove in from Joliet." "Then they'll get home early," I said. Whispers built. Chairs scraped. Someone asked where the food was. A cousin checked his watch and headed for the door. Pride runs loud, invoices run louder. I took the printed receipt from Kara, folded it once and put it in my wallet. There was one more authorization I needed to pull before midnight. Kara set a small "closed for private use" sign on the ballroom door and kept it there. Private use now meant nothing without a contract. Mom marched over. "We paid for this room," she told Kara. Kara stayed steady. "The payer of record canceled. To continue, we need a new contract and full payment up front. Room, staff, bar minimum, plus the reopen fee." That's $18,400 tonight. Mom looked at my sister, then pulled out a card. Run it. The machine chirped and blinked red. She tried another. Same sound. Kara didn't gloat, she just waited. I stepped aside to give them space and called Lakeside Tents. This is for tomorrow's brunch on Maple Field, I said. Cancel the 40 by 60 and the chair package. Apply the deposit back to my card. Copy. Refund in 3 to 5 business days, the guy said. Next, Barworks Rentals. Pull the portable bar and glassware. Authorization revoked. Understood. Inside the hall, people were adrift. The DJ table was a blank rectangle. The florist was collecting loose stems. Someone from church tried to start a sing-along. It went nowhere. My sister came to the doorway. You're really doing this? I'm stopping payments I made, I said. That's all. You embarrassed Mom. She did that by calling me names at a party I funded. She looked down at the carpet. Guests are hungry. There's a diner on Route 30. They do big tables. I sent one more email, to the event insurer, canceling the rider I'd added for the balloon arch in open flame. Without it, the venue wouldn't allow candles. That box of candles in my hands at the start felt like a joke now, so I took it from the manager and carried it to my car. Phone buzz, Rose's Bakery. Credit applied to Lincoln Elementary fundraiser. We'll label the cupcakes from a neighbor. I pictured kids in a cafeteria lined up under fluorescent lights, grabbing cupcakes with both hands. That felt better than watching adults argue over centerpieces. By 7:05 the parking lot was turning over. Engine started. Dresses gathered at car doors. A cousin gave me a look like I'd flipped a table. I kept my hands in my pockets and walked to the curb. There was one place left to visit before I went home, and the keys were already in my pocket. I clicked the fob and the cargo van chirped. I'd rented it for pickups all week. The last stop of the night wasn't home. Behind a strip mall, I rolled up the door on my storage unit. Metal smell. Cardboard towers. Inside, favor boxes, table numbers, a rented chafing set still wrapped in plastic, a neon happy birthday sign I'd planned to hang at dessert. I slid the chafers back into their crates and snapped photos for the rental company. Returning unopened, I wrote in the portal. Status flipped to refund pending. The phone vibrated. Florals by Nia. We're on the way to the venue, the driver said. Reroute to County General, front desk volunteer services, I said. Use my order, remove the name ribbons. Pause. We can do that. I shut the unit and headed across town. At the light, I emailed City Parks. Release Maple Field permit for Sunday brunch. Please reassign to youth leagues. The confirmation came fast, a green check that felt cleaner than any toast. At Nia's, the back door was open, stems and buckets, floor damp from the cooler. Nia herself tied white ribbon around a vase. Rough night? She asked. Quieter than usual, I said. She lifted an eyebrow. Hospital will love these. She didn't ask for a story. She just stacked arrangements onto a rolling cart and waved to her driver. Back in the van, I opened the family group chat. I attached a single PDF, receipts, contracts, time stamps. One plain message, all payments were mine. Contracts canceled. Refunds returned to the payer. Food reallocated to Lincoln Elementary. Flowers to County General. No balance is owed by anyone. Please don't contact vendors, it's handled. 3 dots pulsed, stopped, pulsed again. An ant finally wrote, immature. I muted the thread. Barworks emailed, portable bar booking canceled. Glassware restocked. Full credit. Photographer, retainer converted to a free family session for a single parent client, per your note. We'll choose someone from our wait list. I parked at Maple Field anyway. The stadium bulbs were off, the chain link cool to the touch. A Parks truck idled by the shed. The clerk checking the diamonds recognized my name from the email. You sure you want to let it go? He asked. I'm sure, I said. Somewhere across town, a hotel ballroom was emptying into the parking lot. Here, a permit code disappeared from my phone and popped up on a Little League calendar. That felt like the right trade. I drove to my mom's house. Porch light on. Street quiet. I didn't ring the bell. I placed a thick envelope on the mat. Inside were printed receipts, the cancel emails, and a single line. Paid by me. Refunded to me. No balance due. I added my spare house key. Boundaries set without a sound. Back in the van, I opened my notes app. Next task, the bank. At the night branch, I slid signed forms into the drop. Remove authorized users from my credit card. Stop the family fund subaccount I'd opened last year. End the automatic transfers that covered birthdays, showers, and emergencies. The pen marks looked simple. The meaning was not. I called the card issuer. Close the companion card ending in 2271. Effective now. Yes, sir. And lock merchant categories for event rentals. Done. I updated my auto policy on the app. Remove additional drivers. Keep liability. Keep roadside for me only. A text buzzed from my sister. People are asking what happened. I typed one sentence. Everything I paid for went back where it came from. I parked under a gas station canopy and sipped plain coffee. No victory lap. No speech. Just clean lines. I pulled up my cell plan. 2 extra lines sat there like open tabs. I transferred them to their own accounts via the carrier's tool. No late-night surprise shutoffs. Just a clear handoff and a timestamp. Then email. To the church events coordinator, please remove my name from sponsor lists unless I sign in writing. If a banner has my name, take it down. To the venue association, future bookings require my direct signature. Do not accept requests on my behalf. I drove to the high school lot and watched the stadium lights on a timer click off one by one. I remembered stocking shelves at 5 a.m., editing ads after midnight, and wiring deposits during lunch breaks. None of that made me trashy. Made me the payer. Before heading home, I set one more thing in motion. A scheduled email for 9 a.m., addressed to the guest list I'd compiled. Subject line: Update on tonight's event. 3 lines. Event was canceled by the payer. No vendor is owed. If you bought gifts, keep them or donate them. Thank you for understanding. The van idled. The night held. And my side of the ledger finally matched the truth. By morning, the refunds had started moving. My 9 a.m. email went out. The phone lit up with missed calls. I let it go to voicemail and opened them in order. Voicemail 1. Mom, 8:42 a.m. You humiliated this family. Call Cara and fix it. Your sister cried all night. You owe us a public apology at church. Voicemail 2. Aunt Valerie, 8:55 a.m. Honey, your mother's upset. Just send the venue your card again and we'll do a brunch today. I'll bring quiche. Don't be stubborn. Voicemail 3. Venue Cara, 9:07 a.m. Hi. We received 2 calls from someone claiming to be authorized on your account. We did not proceed. Your lock on third-party charges worked. Voicemail 4. Bank fraud alerts, 9:10 a.m. Attempt declined, $18,400 ballroom reopen fee. Merchant blocked by category control. Voicemail 5. DJ, 9:12 a.m. Just so you know, someone tried to rebook me under your name. I refused. Your note yesterday covered it. Voicemail 6. Sister, 9:28 a.m. I didn't call you trashy. Mom said you wanted the whole night to be about you. She said you insisted on paying to prove a point. I don't know what to believe. I'm tired. I sat in my car outside the grocery store where I stock shelves. I typed a single reply to the group thread. Please don't contact vendors under my name. All accounts are locked. If you need something, email me. At the time clock, my manager nodded at the dark circles under my eyes and handed me a pallet key. In aisle 7, while lifting cases of seltzer, I listened to voicemail 7, church events coordinator, 10:03 a.m. Got your note. We removed your name from sponsor banners. If you ever want to support the youth pantry, we keep the ledger clean and public. I forwarded that to my sister with no comment. By noon, Rosa's Bakery posted photos from the Lincoln Elementary drop. Kids holding cupcakes. A simple caption, from a neighbor. No tag. No credit. Just joy. Then the story turned. Email, property management, 12:16 p.m. Reminder, your mother listed you as guarantor for the new lease she's signing next month. We need your confirmation. I stopped in the aisle, one hand on a case of paper towels. I never agreed to guarantee anything. I pulled the lease packet from my inbox and read the signature page. The line under my printed name was blank. I forwarded the lease email to the property manager and called right away. I'm not a guarantor, I said. No permission given. If you see my name, it's without consent. She pulled up the file. Your name is listed as family guarantor. Signature line is blank. We'll flag it. I'll bring documents, I said. I drove to the branch library and printed 3 things. A short affidavit of non-consent, a copy of my driver's license, and a credit freeze notice for all 3 bureaus. At the UPS store, I got the affidavit notarized. The clerk slid the stamp down like a seatbelt clicking in. On my phone, I set 1-year fraud alerts with Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. I added a new rule to my bank. No cashier's checks issued without in-person authorization. Small steps but tight. At the leasing office, the manager, Kylie, met me with a calm face and a yellow folder. "We appreciate you coming," she said. I handed her the affidavit and ID. She copied them and added a memo: "Do not accept third-party authorizations for this applicant." Her desk phone rang. She put it on speaker with my nod. "Hi, this is Tenant Services," she said. My mom's voice filled the room. "My son approved. He's dramatic but he'll sign." Kylie stayed even. "We cannot proceed without the guarantor present. We have his notarized statement declining. You may reapply without a guarantor or provide another one who appears in person." Silence. Then a clipped, "We'll handle it," and the line went dead. Outside, I sat on the curb and opened my utility account. There it was, a $300 new service deposit created last month at my sister's address. I never set that up. I started a chat. "Utility rep, account shows your name added as responsible party." "Me, remove me. I did not authorize. Transfer to actual occupant." "Rep, done. Deposit will be released back to the card used to open service." I screenshotted the chat and filed it with the lease papers. A neat stack. A clean record. My sister texted, "Mom says you're punishing her." I typed back, "I'm correcting paperwork." That's it. The grocery night shift started at 10 p.m., but I took a long detour. I drove past the banquet hall. Dark windows. I drove past County General. A volunteer cart rolled by with white vases. I parked by the high school and watched the football field lights turn off, one pole at a time. Tomorrow would decide everything. Sunday, I took the early shift and clocked out by noon. I drove to church but sat in the last row. No suit. Just a clean shirt and a quiet seat. During announcements, the events coordinator said, "The youth pantry is funded for the next 6 months." An anonymous neighbor covered rent and restock. People clapped. No names. No speeches. My phone buzzed. "Property management, update, guarantor removed. New file submitted without your name. No further action needed." I slid the message into the same folder as the affidavit. Cling. After service, I slipped out a side door. In the parking lot, my sister was waiting by her car, eyes tired. "I saw the pantry note," she said. "And the school post. Was that you?" "I wanted things to land where they help," I said. She nodded once. "Mom said you made her look small." "I didn't say anything," I said. "I just stopped paying for things I'm not welcome in." Her shoulders dropped. "We did a backyard thing last night. Sheet cake. Paper plates." "That works," I said. "People eat. People go home." She looked at the envelope in my hand. I held it out. Inside were 2 things, a photocopy of the lease memo and a simple boundary letter. "Email only," I said. "No more using my name. No more surprise charges. If you need help, ask in writing. I'll decide." She took it. "Okay." Back in the car, I opened my banking app. The first wave of refunds had cleared. I paid down the highest interest card by $2,000, set autopay above the minimum, and moved $350 to a certification course I'd been putting off. I canceled a lens I didn't need and kept the grocery store job on my schedule. Bills first. Tools second. Noise never. A text from Mom arrived hours later, "Bring back my spare key." "It's on your doormat," I replied. At dusk I stopped at Maple Field. The permit I released had already been claimed by a little league. Parents folded camp chairs. Kids chased foul balls. A coach counted bats into a duffel. Nobody knew about last night's ballroom or this morning's clapping. They just played until the lights clicked off. I drove home, put the remaining receipts in a plastic sleeve, and slid the folder into the top drawer. The drawer shut with a soft click. No speech. No victory lap. Just a ledger that finally tells the truth.